they can say that, okay, this is what we actually generated. And this were the reporting that we're adding up so that the government, any statistics that they need, they can have it. And also, we look at, in the previous system, there was no advanced passenger information system. But based on the contract that we have advanced passenger information system that will give customs the opportunity to be able to assess or to know risk passengers who are coming, so that immediately they maybe get to the airport, they can call them and investigate them, and then also go through other processes that are required so that they get adequate information of the goods that come to the airport and the people, the passenger itself. And apart from that, too, the phase 2 also contain an auction system that will allow us to ensure that there's a fairness in auctioning when maybe something goes wrong in the government decide to auction some items, so that to ensure fairness. All this we are doing along with the GRA. They will come, is their process. We provide a system for them. So what guidance they give us is what we follow. So we continue to enhance it. So the phase 2 is basically most of the time will be on the reporting to ensure that adequate report is generated for all the stakeholders.
When will the phase 2 take off?
I can assure you that, sometimes you need to work from behind, because you don't just come to the public and say you have finished, because we are not to decide. It's GRA to come up and say that they are okay with us. But from behind, we know where we have gotten to is workable. But we just have to listen to our masters who are, let's say, they are the GRA, and we are working along with them. So at a point in time, we will come out with it very soon.
Actually, so we have gotten to those pitches like the first.
No. Because everybody learn from his mistakes, and we are always engaging various stakeholders to ensure that their inputs are needed. Airlines, all of them, whatever will make our system a very standard system, an international system that can meet any international standard. So we are not making mistakes. We are making sure that all the necessary inputs are in the system to ensure that people are satisfied with it.
Can we project that at least 2020, the first quarter of 2022?
That's why I'm saying that we have done, it's almost done, but we are not in the position to come and declare it to the public. At a point that GRA will come, and I'm assuring you that very soon you hear about it. Very soon.
I had some key targets, and when it started going in terms of filling up this whole thing, have you been able to meet them? And what was some of the key target that you had in mind when you started this?
When we started, when our people came in, our technical partners, MPS. MPS was one of our major targets to ensure that our system is able to integrate with their systems. And then the shipping lines. The shipping lines, they had different operational processes. Some of them are smaller ones, and some of them are bigger ones like Messline, like MSC, and then the smaller ones. And all of them, how you retrieve their manifest is a different thing. And those were giving us a little challenge. But with effort and dedication, we have been able to satisfy all that they need, because we have standardized everything for them. We have put it in place, non-standard system and standard system. The non-standard ones are for the smaller ones, because they don't come up with the international standard that is currently existing. So we make sure that each one of them is able to continue their work. And in terms of security, enhancing security at the port, we have scanners that are ensuring that bad goods or our cargoes are not brought into the country or smuggled goods. So at least now I would say that we have met the target that we want, because apart from that, the number one main aim is trade facilitation and revenue mobilization for the government. And you can all attest to it that we are doing well. Our performance, even in the midst of crisis, was very high compared to what Ghana has witnessed before. And this year we continue also to do well. So we expect that Ghana is going to be the light of Africa when it comes to trade.
Can you give a bit of figures?
Figures, we work with GRA. And then I believe that media, you have access, you can go to them and then they will give you the real figures, because the figures are not our figures. We are just service providers. So, and I believe that they maybe quarterly or at times come to the public and share the information. So please, you can do that because you have access to any place that you want.
Okay, now to the phase 2 of the project. In your own assessment, how do you think it benefits the ordinary consumer in Makola somewhere?
The phase 2, the phase 2, that's why I told you we integrated a lot of things. Makora, they all deal with, most of them are, let's say, they deal with importing materials. And what is important is that in this system, it's not like the previous or pre-existing system where a report is generated for you, and then when you don't understand, you write a petition. But our system is made in such a way that when the report, custom issue the report, it comes to you. Then you have to give a feedback that whether you have accepted it or not. So that's like they have given the authority for acceptance to the importer, so that if you have anything, you can challenge based on the document you have provided. So I would say that it benefits them because it gives them fair duty to be paid.
Now let's come to service charges. One of the fears when you were coming in
Yeah.
has to do with the charge that you were going to pay. Has there been any additional charges to what previously traders were paying, and how is it?
I would say that our charges were rather lower than what the previous companies were charging. And I believe that when you look at the contract, everything is spelled out there. And it's a public document. You go to GRA website, you can have access to the contract. Because the previous one, if you look at it critically, it was around 1%, but ours is 0.75%.
Are you still using the infrastructure provided by GCnet, or you?
No. If you can even witness it, that you can even ask, maybe do your own investigation. We have brought a lot of transformation, satisfying our clients, for them to know that we are Ghanaians, and then we have to ensure that we provide the best for Ghana, because if Ghana do well, we also do well. So we are not in for any to depend on any other system for our work. We have to come up with something new to meet international standard and to make our port a very modern one. So that's our aim, and we continue to do that.
One final question. We heard about exceeding targets, GRA exceeding targets,
Yes.
a number of times during the peak of the COVID.
Yes.
So what do you think that success was attributed to?
It's the system. This is a unique system. This is one of the best systems. Even though it was a tailor-made system, and the framework is from Unipass, Copia. And Copia is a custom institution in Korea that at the point in time decided to develop something in Korea that would transform their economy. Like your boss said, for every country to develop or any economy to develop, it depends on the trade. So they also went through the challenges like we did with the media when you read about them, and then later they came together and partnered them, and they had a successful system. So we decided that, and this system has been number one before, Copia. So why don't we go in for something that will also let us be the number one in Africa, and also even contend with the international communities, so that when we are talking, or when there is a meeting in the World Trade Organization or World Customs Organization, and Ghana stand in to talk, we can also boast that we also have something here. So, yeah.
In the past, there have been issues of revenue losses through under declarations in previous systems.
Yes.
Can you tell us, with your system, how does it prevent under declarations and ways people need to evade revenue?
Yes, you see, our system, we have a database, previous data, we have database, and we also have external verification partners. So if you submit your document, and then we have processes that it goes through, we do risk assessment to ensure that what you are bringing is genuine or it's not. If it's not genuine, we have a certain range that I would say customs, that they will quickly send the report through the system, and then they will receive a feedback from external partners. And this If you, for instance, if you bought a thing from, let's say, India, they will go to India and compare and check based on quality. There are so many factors that are considered, and then if they look at it, they will give you the realistic price, and you know that we are giving you fair price. Because if after creating the BOE, they will still submit to you that, okay, the price you submitted, this is what we are giving you. If you don't accept it, you come out with a new document to prove, and they can ask you for additional documents. And if they ask you and you are genuine, you are able to provide, you are good to go. But if you are not, they go by the rules that has been set by the World Customs Organization.
It means in our system, it's difficult for people to.
Yes, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult, and even when you bring your goods, we have a solid cargo management system that any goods that is passing out of the port, the driver, the movement of the car, where it is going, you are being tracked. It's not like before, even warehousing everywhere.
Okay, thank you very much, colleagues.
Now we can resume our seats for.
Let's resume our